Yo, so guys, I'm Fire here back from the video, and today we're going to be hopping into another Madden 24 gameplay. Today we're going to be running a offense that I've actually been a really big fan of since like a few Maddens ago, and it's going to be your single back trio formation. It's going to be a very unique style of formation, but I think it's going to be a lot of fun. This is more of a running scheme for those that love running the ball. I forget about you guys a lot, but we're going to try our hand at running the football this game. You guys know, if you watch my videos a lot, that I hate running the ball. I don't enjoy it. I don't love the concept of it. I'm just not a runner. So, and that's okay. Some people like it. Some people don't. I just like passing the ball. I think it takes a little bit more skill. I think it's a little bit more strategic. But nonetheless, we're using Pittsburgh, and we are starting out on defense now. The guy I'm playing definitely had an idea of at least what he was doing a little bit schematically. He wasn't the greatest necessarily, but he did have an idea of what he was doing. We're facing one of the better teams in the National Football League, the Detroit Lions. So we're starting out in this dime normal. This is the formation that I've been running a lot recently, especially post-patch. I've been trying to figure out something because dollar, it's okay, but I don't want to give up anything on the ground. And right there, we get a nice user to avoid the pulling guard. He's a little bit impatient with his stick work, and we're able to take advantage, make that hit stick, bring it up at 4th and 3. If we can get off the field here, I feel really good about our chances. But oh my god, he throws an out route right at Minka, and Amon-Ra makes it a phenomenal catch. The sun god right there on the out route, and it makes sense that he got a little bit open just because Minka's coming from the other side. Here we try and go with some kind of a bluff. I switch to a cover 2 here. He's able to hit Amon-Ra once again over the top. That's a nice pass. Can't be mad about that one. He had the perfect adjustment for my play. And overall, it's going to be kind of a feel-out drive. What I always say on the first drive is try and gather as much information as you can. You want to get them to those 4th downs. You want to kind of read what they want to do. So he is sticking in this gun-tight way off weak, which is a really balanced formation right there. Not good run defense. I think I forgot to pinch my line, or just bad user, or a combination of the both. But going back to what I was saying, on the first drive, you just want to gather as much information. What's his 4th down play? What's his go-to play? What does he like? Here we go with a little bit of a cover 3 cloud type look, and actually really good defense. Now, I'm relying on my user a lot on that right side to take away everything because we have a straight up cover 3 on the left. We have really nothing on the right. Here, we have everybody manned up, but we don't have any crossers. Boom. Nice pass to Amon-Ra. He eats a hit stick. Still hangs onto the ball. That's an impressive catch, but he does have abilities, so you can't get too angry about it. We had a vert hook over there, but it was with the RB corner, so he's coming like really tight from the slot, almost over the B wide receiver in that case. And here, I don't know what happened. Sorry, something's in my throat. Pause. But right there, we just got mixed up on our adjustments. He snapped the ball instantly. You see he made no hot routes on that play. And when that happens, you're kind of screwed. So he gets the touchdown. Now, 9 plays isn't terrible on the first drive. Obviously, you'd like to be around 13, but 9 plays isn't terrible. We got kind of an idea on what he wants to do. He wants to snap the ball relatively quickly, find those open receivers. He's not making 2 hot routes, not using motion, not anything like that. So keep that in mind. But we go on offense here, and the style of offense that we're going to be playing is going to be slow. We're going to try and milk the clock. We want to win the time of possession battle, and we want to generally play defense and run the ball. So single back trio, this is in the run and gun playbook only. So it is only in one playbook in this game, I believe, and that is going to be the run and gun. Now, thankfully for us, the run and gun playbook has a lot of other good formations. It has trips tight end. It has bunch tight end. It has tight flex, I believe. So it actually is a really good playbook, believe it or not. So anyways, generally you'll see me run this with my receivers on the left. It's just where I feel most comfortable. You can flip it, but first play we're going stretch, and we actually hit the bubble, and we pick up a lot of yards over here. 23 yards on the bubble. If there's nobody over there and he's only has 1 slot corner and the safety deep, feel free to hit that. Now here he's in a different look of man coverage because there's an extra safety and a corner. So one of those is blitzing, the others are manned up. Pretty easy tell to what he's doing. So we're going to try and go with halfback dive. An easy kind of counter to this dollar look that he's in is to bounce it outside usually. He's going to try and attack us up the middle, but if you can simply get to that outside. If you can get your offensive line to seal it just enough, you can pick up big yardage. We pick up 9. And again, clock management, we're using a lot of time here, keeping the ball on the ground. Here, we try and go with some stuff, not a great read at all. Probably should have been picked. But I was expecting man coverage. He threw a curl flat over there. That's a good adjustment by him. And just testing it out again. Our receivers aren't great. This offense is not great. Najee, he's our best option. He's not even that amazing, honestly. He's slower, but he should be able to break tackles. He has good juking, things of that nature. So we can kind of take advantage in that regard. But nonetheless, we have to run one more play here. So I think maybe we go back to the ground. We go with this toss. Look at the numbers we have. We have a lot of numbers now. I wasn't expecting Allen Robinson to double team on that D end. Would have liked him to have blocked the safety there. So we only pick up 2, but as long as you're not losing yards, you'll take these 2-yard runs, these 3-yard runs. It's going to kind of lull him to sleep. And these do open up the pass game, believe it or not. Now, your passing game isn't going to be high-powered, especially if you're like playing regs and you're using low overall players like we are in this case. But in Ultimate Team, you can understand how with Joe Montana, this offense could be high-powered if you have a hot route master. Obviously, some faster receivers, some better receivers. Things could get very good. So here we're in the drive wheel play, and I didn't really talk too much about my audibles, but the plays I like are spot, smash Texas, dive, and then the PA shot post, something like that. But here we have a little post, slant, flat combo. Now, nobody's over Y. If he's open, I'm going to snap throw it to him, and that's what we end up doing, and we end up picking up the first down. So again, when you're passing out of a single back offense, you have to make life easier on yourself. So if I see someone open, I throw it to him. I don't care. Oh, I could have picked up more yards waiting for this guy. No, you see the receiver open, you throw it, and that's just what we got to do. So here, this is the PA boot play. We have a crosser, we have kind of a deeper post, and we have a backside drag. Here, B maybe was open late, but you would have had to kind of get a good pass lead. So we just check it down on the backside drag. Now, one adjustment that I noticed him using is his user seems to be really slow. He can't really keep up, honestly. I think he may be using a linebacker. So that's something to note, that a lot of times with the user, they look like they're there, but they really aren't there. You can test the user a lot, especially if they're using a linebacker. So here I don't really like the look of the big nickel over G, so we actually audible to bunch tight end, and we have this sweep in it, or this off tackle. So we're able to run off tackle, pick up a ton of yards. And that's something that we're going to want to use, because in a playbook that's this deep, using audibles is going to be important, because if you're running one single back formation, it's not easy to win in this game. You have to really, really know the formation inside out. And here you see masterclass by our left guard. He blocked absolutely nobody. So that's kind of how he wants to play his defense, is get those guys to shoot through the middle. But going back to what I'm saying is it's really difficult to win in this game if you're running one formation, especially it being under center. You see even bunch guys this year will be audibling around to those other bunch formations just to give you a new wrinkle, give you something to think about. It's important, especially out of single back. So right here, we end up just trying to go dive. I figure it's 1 yard. We incorporate some motion just to kind of give him another thing to think about. It's not going to do much, but maybe he thinks it's pass. We run it up the gut, and Najee Harris cannot get us 1 yard. So that's going to bring up a 4th and 1. Now, we ran the ball well, but specifically on this dive, we haven't had much success out of that one play where we were able to bounce it out right. That's what we tried to do there, but he got a really quick block shed, or just, I don't think he got blocked at all, maybe. Otherwise, we had the backside bounce out open. So we're going to go to this new formation, the single back ace slot. This is going to be a 2 tight end set, but we have more options here. We have a stretch, power out, and a dive. And power out is one of my favorite plays against something like a dollar, because it just kills it. With the D-line pinch and the linebacker spread, it really eats against it. So we flip it, we get the pulling guard, the number 31's in no man's land, which happens in this game, and boom, easy walk-in touchdown. So this is, again, we don't have a power out in the trio, so it's important to audible around and just kind of take advantage that way. So we just flip it to the weak side pretty simply, and we're in for a touchdown. So that's a good drive, but also take note of how long that drive was. That drive was 5 minutes, so it was an entire quarter, 11 plays, 83 yards. It was only 2 more plays than him, but because we're running the ball, we're taking the play clock down, we're motioning, we're audibling around, doing all these things. It took up time, and now he has the 2-minute drill. So in this case, if I can hold him to 3, I'm really still in a good spot getting the ball at halftime. If we can just keep scoring touchdowns, eventually we'll be in a chance to win the game. So that's kind of how you got to think about it, especially running the ball when you're limiting possessions, which is what you're doing when you're taking up an entire quarter to on one drive. You're limiting possessions, and you're relying on your defense to make a play. If you're a defensive player, this is kind of how you want to play Madden. You don't want to be in a shootout. You don't want him to have the ball 10 times, because the more he has the ball, that just means the more you're going to have to score, because you're not going to get a stop every drive in this year's game. But going back to what we're doing here, we go with the cover 3 cloud setup defensively, and he has the check down open. Not a good tackle by me. He's going to go hurry up. Not the worst idea. We're going to try and send a little pressure. I'm kind of confused on just what to do defensively in here. We end up, he throws this late. We get there with our user, Keanu Neal, who isn't great, by the way, but he gets the job done. That's a good tackle. It's going to take off a lot of time. About almost 20 seconds by the time he's able to get the ball off. And again, we're trying to send pressure. We end up getting the pressure here, and we force him to actually intentionally ground, which is a huge play. Getting a 3rd and 19 makes this defensive play a lot easier. And again, you guys talk about blitzes not working. That was an example of DB blitz 0 getting through. Now, again, he didn't block anybody, but all you need really is 1 sack, and it just makes the game so much easier. There's so much less to worry about. So we're going to go cover 3 cloud, play my cover 3 on the bunch side. We're going to play cover 2 on the other side. We have 25-yard curl flats, and we have, I think, 15-yard cloud flats. So we're just going to be watching the seam mainly. Corner routes can't get open, so we're going to watch the seam, anything vertically, backside posts, things of that nature, running back streaks. And boom, he throws right at our user. And how do we drop that, EA? Early breakup. So it's not ball hawk. I just literally dropped that ball, and it would have been a pick 6. I want you to remember that play, because we will come back. But we dropped that pick, and that's a big play, because now he can punt and he can pin us deep. Now our offense is not high-powered, so running the 2-minute drill from his 30-yard line would be a lot better than running it from our own 20. We have to pick up 80 yards, score a touchdown. It's not convenient at all. So I don't understand why he drops this pick. Players, I understand it happens in real life, but in Madden, if I play that good of defense, let me catch the pick every time. So here we're going to try and hit Allen Robinson deep on the corner out. This is the Texas play. It's smash Texas. You have a corner out, you have a running back angle route, which is really good. I love Najee's route. We will go back to that a ton. And we can smart out B, get him a little bit deeper. Fire moves also on a corner, and you have a drag. Here we're going to hit, try and hit that corner out. He has those zone drops very deep, which is something I'm going to kind of take advantage of. He's not running match coverage, but he is just running this cover 6 without match on, because match this year sucks, you guys. So he at least is knowledgeable enough not to be running that, which I got to respect. Now, him doing that, there's someone underneath open, so that's what we're going to kind of try and take advantage of here. So we're going to go zig, streak. Ideally, I should have hit Deontay Johnson a little bit earlier than I did. We have a streak here with the tight end to take away his user. B might have been more open there, but we hit Deontay late, and we're actually able to get out of bounds, which is a big play because we only had 2 timeouts. So getting out of bounds there, key. We burned one of those timeouts after we threw it to Najee. So nice plays right there. Here is a new play. I don't remember what it's called, but we have a cross, we have a post, and not a great read there. If he was using a safety, that could have been picked. So not a good read there, but we do get away with it, thankfully. That's why you don't use linebackers in this game. Anzalone just not good enough to make that play. So right here, what I'm thinking is he's going to follow the wheel with his users. We're going to throw a few other routes out there. We have a backside drag with Deontay Johnson. Allen Robinson's on this crosser. We want to hit this crosser. So we're going to motion over a streak to open up that crosser on the left sideline. His user will follow RB, not be able to catch up to X. He doesn't follow RB, but we're actually able to step up in the pocket, get on the ground there with Pickett, pick up about 7 yards, which is getting us close to field goal range, which is really what we're worried about here. Now, the most important thing on this drive is that we get the ball at half, so you have to get points. I can't afford to run myself out of clock, so that's what I'm really concerned with here, and I'm going to try and play this pretty conservatively for fairly obvious reasons. So This is the Texas smash play once again. We're able to hit Harris out of the backfield, make a man miss, and we pick up around about 7 or 8 more yards. So that's going to really put us on the fringe of field goal range. I don't feel too comfortable kicking 57 without focused kicker, although I definitely am capable of making it. We want to get closer, make life a little bit easier, and we have no timeouts though. So we're going to try and just run this quick play for B or Y. We're able to hit George Pickens. We maybe had Y, but he makes a bad tackle there. If he was able to get us in bounds, things could have been a little bit more interesting. We would have had time to clock it, but in this case, he misses the tackle. Now, this is a weird spot because 17 seconds, if I run a play that takes 6 seconds, I get on the ground, I'm probably not able to get the spike off. So we're just going to take 2 shots deep for Pickens. Boom. 1. It's dropped. So you see high throw drop. That doesn't mean it was broken up. He just dropped the ball. So that's 1. He really should have caught that, and it should have been a touchdown in any normal case. But because high balls suck this year, and I have to high ball because I can't afford to throw like a bullet pass interception. So we're going to go right back to it, try it again here. George Pickens, max spec catch, whatever, and he drops the ball again. Like, you actually can't make it up. So in this game, we've dropped an interception and then 2 touchdowns. So this game really should be 14-7. But we're going to have to settle for 3 again. But I don't hate settling for 3. We're up a possession. We get the ball at half, so we can just stay ahead of the 8 ball, stay ahead 10 points. We're going to win this game. And again, this is the style of offense you're playing where we get 1 stop and we're in the driver's seat if we can just control the clock the rest of the game and play good defense, not give up any big plays. So we're going to squib it. Jahmyr Gibbs here. Not too worried about him. And we wrap up. So up 3 at half, we get the ball at half. If we can take a 5-minute drive here, put up a touchdown, we're in a really good spot. But it's going to come down to defense. So our offense has really looked good. He hasn't really been too close to stopping us. So overall, I feel confident in our offense. We haven't honestly shown that many passing plays either. We've ran a few concepts, crossers, angle routes, corner routes, but I haven't really shown the beginning to even any of these passing plays because we've been able to run the ball well. So I feel confident in that. We're going to try and take this out with Calvin Austin. Nobody's blocking, and we literally don't even get to the 10. So that's fun. Gotta love Madden, right? But honestly, this may play out better if we're able to go on a 91-yard drive, take this to the crib, then we're in a really good spot. We'd probably take off more time than we would have if I'm at the 25. So as long as things don't go south, this might have been better for us. So here again, we see the look. No one's over Deontay. We're going to throw it to him every time. This bubble is deadly if it's ran correctly. George Pickens kind of sells on a block there, but 9 yards, you'll take that. So anytime you don't see a single player over the top, if there's only 2 players on that trip side, throw the bubble route every single time. You're going to throw it every time. 2nd and 1, we go to the ace slot here. He is still in dollar, so we're just going to flip it. This looks like a big play waiting to happen. He run commits, and we bounce around. This was very lucky. Najee Harris picks up a big gain, though. I don't know how I ended up bouncing there quickly, but we finally get some luck in this game. We'll take it. After all, I dropped a pick 6 and I dropped 2 touchdowns. So I'll take that. A little bit of luck when I can get it. But we're back in this. Now, again, you see it's man coverage because everybody has a man assignment. And then he has the blitzer, which is the slot corner. So we're just going to run dive. And this is when dive is really good. When you have a lot of space, it doesn't become as good when you're closer to the goal line. But when you're able to bounce it out like this, halfback dive is going to be really good. Now, again, he's not in good run defense, but a lot of people run dollar just because you feel like you have to be in dollar to stop the pass, especially if it's trips. We try and pitch it to the outside here and do a good job just to actually gain yardage on that play, juke it inside, make a few people miss. So this formation is really going to test your run stick. I'll be honest. If you don't have good run stick, it might be a little bit of a struggle for you to run something like this. You'll see my run stick play off. So here we go, just straight up PA boot, trying to hit a shot play. We hit Deontay on this crosser. I was really looking for Pickens on the deep post. He didn't get any separation, but we've been running the ball so much that he got stuck in an engagement because he's trying to shoot that gap so hard. So we catch him off guard, and again with the linebacker, he's not going to be able to run stride for stride with our best wide receiver. So, again, I'm running the ball. I haven't put the ball in the air yet. I don't intend to. There's no reason to. So here, he stops the run, and maybe spread out D-line is a better run defense for some reason against dive than pinching your D-line, because everybody was, unblocked on that play. So 2nd and 10 is a situation where I'm probably going to pass the ball most times. So we go drag, we go angle route, make the read, and Kenny Pickett with his first real mistake of the game, a bad throw there. Overall, for being a 71 overall, Kenny Pickett's played better than a lot of QBs in this game. Desmond Ridder, Anthony Richardson, just to name a few. So here, I'm thinking it's man coverage. We're going to set up a few man beaters. We have a drag. I like Pickens on this out route. Firemuth, I think, can get open on his corner route, but he throws a curl flat out there. Good adjustment. Thankfully for him, it's just a bad user once again. We're caged, but he's unable to run stride for stride with our drags. We get the protection also. What's interesting is he's running the spinner, and it would be better if he was just sending pressure out of it, because, and we go stretch here. One man to make a miss, not good stick work there. I thought I could just outrun him, but Najee's a little bit too slow. Going back to what I was saying, though, is actually, what was I saying? He sending pressure. So he'd be a lot better off sending pressure, basically. But here we go, stretch. Whoop. Look at that stick work. Don't ignore that. Najee Harris, just a nasty jurtle. We make 3 people miss on that play, and the jurtle is one of the best moves you're going to have to learn if you're going to run any kind of a trips under center formation. Even in like an inside zone, it's not the same, but any kind of an outside zone running formation, that jurtle is a key move. You're going to use the jurtle, and you're going to use the juke move, and you're going to use them both to your advantage. Those are really the only 2 moves you need in this game. But nonetheless, a huge drive. Again, I think if he were to go back in time, he would probably he would be sending some pressure, because on these passing plays, I just had too much time. I was able to step up in the pocket with Kenny Pickett. I was able to just set up all these deep throws, and he's only rushing 3. And when they're pinched, we just have all day. So here he goes trips. I make a terrible mistake. My user is in no man's land, and we give up just a massive play. This is exactly what I said I couldn't do. Give up the big play. He goes, hurry up. My defense, I'm like, okay, I can't run man. I'm going to run cover 3. We're just going to run normal cover 3. And Jamison Williams at 98 speed, I think, just blows by Levi Wallace, who's a good corner at 80 overall, but it's a really good throw from him and a really good rat catch to get that animation. So that is a perfect example of what not to do with a 10-point lead, because basically I screwed myself. I probably should have just burned the timeout, but it's a close game. I didn't want to use the timeout. Pretty much I was saying I hope my cover 3 plays, and he just snapped stock verticals. So that's what this guy's doing a lot. He's running these stock plays, and he's catching me mid adjustment, which happened on the big crosser, and then it happened right there on the vertical, just not able to get my adjustments off. And I think he may have caught me shading underneath when I was trying to shade underneath and shade over the top. Who knows? Nonetheless, we're back in pretty much the exact same spot we just went through. So we're going to need a long drive. We're going to need to put a touchdown on the board. But if we're able to do that, I think we have this game pretty much wrapped up. So I'm not going to return it now, because I would rather be at the 25 than the 9. Time doesn't really matter too much in this case. Putting up a touchdown pretty much secures me the win regardless. So we're going to go stretch. Oh my God, look at the jurtle. Look at the juke. Look at the stop and go. Like, if Najee Harris was a little bit faster, that would have been a nasty clip. Still is a nasty clip, but this is the kind of stick work that you need, especially when you're like running to the weak side. Being able to do those moves in this game just makes you a lot better, because if I can't do those moves, that's a 2-yard rush. And we turned it into about a 30-yard rush, or even more. So here I'm actually exploring for more formations. We've been running a lot of trio, especially on that last drive. Like I said, I want to audible more. I want to confuse him a bit. So we're going to actually audible here 2 gun doubles, and we're going to run a read option. Kenny Pickett has wheels. You want to try and use them. That's what we're going to try and do. But also inside zone is just a different look. He probably thinks we're passing. What I'm going to do here that's pretty smart is go with a few fake hot routes. Pretty much what this is going to do, he sees me pointing. He's probably thinking I'm passing. We even go with the running back hot route. But all this just to run the ball. And I know it's like a ton of work. It's a ton of extra time. It's not something you want to do. You don't want to do those fake hot routes, but everything matters in this game. If I can get him to think for a second that we're passing, it's going to open up the run a lot more. You can't just have him playing the run and run the ball. You can never run the ball on someone who's just completely expecting it. Here we try and go stretch, maybe an unnecessary juke there, but I didn't think he would actually get blocked. He ended up getting blocked at the last second. Would have loved to pick the first down there. You see a lot in this game. We've been in these 2nd and 1s, 3rd and 1s. Here, I could probably just run the ball, pick it up, but we're actually going to go pass, and this may not be the smartest move. We're going to try and just hit Firemouth on a little out route here, and he shoots through the gap about as instant as it could possibly be. I don't know what kind of user rush that was, but I had no time to even snap throw an out route, like just undetected. Like you think the offensive line would do something, but that's just a good blitz by him. I don't know what kind of labbing he's been doing, but it's working. So here, 4th and 1, this is a massive play. We need to pick up this first down. I could have kicked the field goal, but 4th and 1, I'm not kicking the field goal. It's closer to 4th and inches. So what we do is we go dollar, we go read option, we motion over the tight end. Everybody in the stadium knows we're running the ball, but he's in dollar. It's just not a smart defense to be in this case. You have to be in nickel normal or something like that because dollar's just not going to cut it. So we pick up the first down, and now with the clock, I'm thinking maybe we can just clock out this game straight up. So we're taking down the time. I'm not paying too much mind to it. What we're going to do here is go drag angle route, try and just open things up, and boom, we hit Najee Harris. If I had him on a wheel route, that's probably a touchdown, but he was breaking back in, sadly. And you see, for some reason, we're always in 2nd and 1, 3rd and 1, which is annoying, but we can move past it. And here we're going to try an audible to I-form. I'm thinking I've had not the best success running the ball in 2nd and 1. He blew up our halfback dive. He blew up our stretch just a moment ago. I'm thinking let's just throw in a running back here. Let's go with a power O out of the strong I jumbo twins, whatever it's called. Twins rolled over or something. And this run just looks juicy. Like, look at the numbers we have on that left side. It just looks juicy. We have Firemouth playing right tackle. And just so unfortunate there. We have a guy sprinting upfield that's blocking nobody instead of actually picking up that player. And then an instant shed. So somehow against that look, we were unable to pick up a singular yard. And what he did there is he burned his first timeout. So he only has 2 timeouts left. Something to just pay attention to. His timeout management. We'll see how it is. That's not a bad timeout to take. I don't hate it. If he can get off the field here, I probably wouldn't have taken it yet. But that's me. Just being in 3rd and 1 is not a good spot. So here you see I'm setting it up. I throw a tight end and a receiver at running back. This is going to allow us to audible to I-form wing. And we have a dive or a stretch available. So I'm just going to run dive. I like the look. And Jalen Warren picks up a massive block for playing fullback. And we actually pick up the 1 yard. So here we can turn on a chew clock, take this to the end, or the 2-minute warning rather. So being at the 2-minute warning here, it's interesting. We have 2 timeouts. Basically, if we need 1 first down, probably 1 first down wins this game. So just got to stay calm and collected, pick up 1 first down. We've done it all game. We've ran perfect offense up to this point, I would say. So here, I love the look to this bubble. Now I see he's using the safety. I throw it anyway because, why not? I think we can pick up a big gain, but unfortunately, it's not the case. I was hoping the slot corner receiver, number 11, Allen Robinson, would block the safety. He didn't. So we're going to pass here. I don't know why I did this. It's not a smart move, and you'll see why it's not a smart move in about 5 seconds time when we do something terrible. I just wait. I panic. The pressure kind of gets in my face, and we throw an interception. Not only an interception, but a pick six to a guy who has already lost this game. He already lost. I had already won the game. We threw a pick six, and this sucks because not only is it a pick six, but it's going to put us down by 4 points because we were only up by 3. So I make the biggest mistake of the game right there. And pretty much what we have here is a good old-fashioned money drive opportunity for my boy Kenny Pickett. Now here's the thing about Kenny Pickett. We've been kind of dotty. I do believe in our ability to drive down the field. So we're just going to have to do it again here. And this is probably better for the video anyways. You guys want to see something interesting. You wanted to see, some drama at the end of the game. You didn't want to see me clock him out. Maybe you did. Who knows? But this is going to create some drama. We're going to go drive wheel here. We have Firemouth on this deep post. We're going to try and hit him because the user is playing so underneath that over the top should be wide open. We're going to incorporate a wheel route with Najee Harris. Either take his attention to the right or the left. Backside drag. You have George Pickens on a streak. That's going to kind of clear out those deep zones, open up Firemouth. So we have a few options here, and we're just trying to hit Firemouth. Now, for some reason, his QB contains just shedded. I didn't think I dropped that far back in the pocket, but there was some pressure from the interior defensive line, and it kind of just forced me to step back further than I probably wanted to. And it's just incomplete. I think we might have had Firemouth. It would have been close. He probably gets hit sticked, and he probably doesn't catch it anyway. Who knows? We go verticals, drag, and we're just going to hit Firemouth here. And again, a lot of these passes have been open, just simplifying it. You take the user's attention away, throw it to the other guy. Simple game. We clock the ball, which is probably a good decision, not a big runoff. And again, when I'm passing out of under center, I need time to set up these plays. So that's what we're going to do. Backside drag, block the running back. We have crossers going to the other side. Again, simple concepts. A or X is who I'm throwing to. I see Firemouth open. We're throwing it to him. He misses a tackle, which wasn't his fault. But he does miss another tackle, and he really should have kept me in bounds there. Nonetheless, what ends up happening is we make a man miss. We get out of bounds. Now, I don't know why Firemouth is dog tired, but he is. So, it's just unfortunate. We're going to block him on this play because of it, because I can't afford to send him out. So, we're just going to go with a little backside drag with Deontay. We have a crosser. Decide between those. We have Deontay open. Now, he has zones over there, so we have to roll out. Kenny Pickett makes the dot of his life. I had zero faith in him completing that pass. He rolls out. It said it was poor accuracy, but let me tell you, that was a laser beam. Again, we have to roll out there. If I throw that from the pocket, it's easily intercepted. We have to have the right angle on that in order to complete it. Throw it on the sidelines. Here we go, stretch. Boom. Another situation. I maybe should have just journaled again there because I think I could have made him miss again with the move. But just the journal, it's worked so well for us running to the right. I should have just gone back to it a ton because every time we've done it, it's been 10 yards. But again, we're in 2nd and 1, which I hate being in. We throw in Jalen Warren and Darnell Washington because Firemouth and Najee are tired. And again, thankfully, he shows some fight. He actually picks up the 1 yard because things could have got interesting if he didn't. So we burned the timeout there. That's only our first timeout. And again, this is where saving the timeout from earlier comes in huge because I'm going to want to run the ball in some capacity. Now we're going to go to a pass here. It's going to be called slot chase. This is a pass that I've not gone to once in the game. And again, I've been saying that I've been hiding some of those passing plays. This is one of them. He's playing in the middle of the field and he's dragged so aggressively because he's playing the run that boom, backside, George Pickens, wide open. He eats a hit and we're down at the 1, which is probably better than scoring a touchdown there. He burns his last time out after thinking about it for about 5 seconds, so he cost himself 5 seconds. And here's the thing. Do I want to score on this play? Not really. So we're going to go to a play that works about 50% of the time, and that's going to be the fullback dive. I'm going to throw my ball carrier on aggressive just to see if he can fight. And we have Connor Hayward running the fullback dive, who is a tight end. Now, ideally, he stops us at the 1 yard line, and we can take this clock all the way down because defense in this game is hard, and I don't want to give up like a big play. So he sheds instantly. Boom. That's perfect. I know the QB sneak will work at least 2 or 3 more in 2-3 attempts. So we're going to take the clock down to about 7 seconds. I could have taken it down to 5, but I wanted to just be conservative, give myself a little extra time just in case. You never know. Maybe I get to a 4th down, I have to pass. Who knows? But 2nd and goal, we're just going to run QB sneak here. And no adjustments. We end up putting it in, put him up. Big time touchdown. We take 1 second off the clock, 6 seconds. And boom, what a drive, honestly, though. Kenny Pickett had some huge throws to crosser, the drags to Firemouth, and that big one to George Pickens. And then a nice little jurtle in the middle from my boy Najee, who was over 120 on the day, I believe. So here we got 6 seconds left. We're just going to sky kick. Now, If he was a little bit smarter, what you can do here is fair catch it and buy yourself a little extra time, and you'll automatically be at the 25. He clearly didn't know that rule, and he's going to return it. Maybe he just wanted to return it with Gibbs. Not a good return. He takes off 2 seconds. That's perfect because this is enough time for me to go into prevent rather than having to defend like a deep corner out that somehow, or a deep crosser that somehow gets him in field goal range. Who knows? 6 seconds is a lot of time. But we're just going to go 2-man deep, 3-man deep. Play him super deep. We got this deep post over here. Boom. Everything's bagged. No fight from the D-line, which was pretty bad today, but get the interception here, and this is pretty much going to wrap up the game. A little bit of celebrating, a little bit of juking, making man miss, and we just go down. No reason to be stupid. We want the win. A very hard deserved win. If you guys did enjoy this gameplay, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel down below. Let me know what you guys want to see next. More gameplays, defense. Let me know. That's going to do it. Subscribe to the channel, and peace. I'm out of here.